What's up, Cornertalks family? We're back in episode 5 of the podcast. We got some breaking news in MLB. I will tell you where Juan Soto will go. But before we get started, like, comment, subscribe if you're new. But yeah, we're going to talk about MLB, Juan Soto. We're going to talk about NFL, the games going on, also some NBA news. And yeah, so the first thing talking about is Juan Soto. So finally, after I don't know how long it took for Juan Soto to choose the team, he finally chose the New York Mets. 15-year, $765 million deal. Wow. Just wow. I'm really, really happy as a Mets fan that we got a pretty much generational talent that I think we never signed in the offseason before. I think the closest player that the Mets ever got that was like something to talk about was Curtis Granderson. I think back in 2014 or 2013, something like that. That was the only guy that were like, okay, that's going to help our team a lot. I wouldn't really say Max Scherzer or Justin Verlander because they were more they were more back at the end of their career, but they were still somewhat decent, even though they weren't. But Juan Soto for the New York Mets, I don't even know how to process this. I'm like stuttering. I don't even know how to say this, but I was shocked kind of because Juan Soto was traded from the Padres to the Yankees last season, and he seemed like he loved the Yankees. The bleacher creatures, just overall the stadium, because it's easier to hit home runs out of that stadium. The New York market, as you know. Overall, just being a Yankee, just the history of it. And I thought we were going to stay. But it seems like, as you know, if you're a New York Yankee fan, if you know what the New York Yankees are about, they're about corporate. Clean face, dress nice, haircut. You gotta be very, very, very professional. You can't really be yourself. It's all about locker room, not as much as family. It's a lot. It's like corporate America, honestly. Corporate America. But yeah. So you can tell that Juan Soto, if you look at the news of what people were saying, not to push down the Yankees, but it's just how the Yankees are. His family wasn't really that welcome. They wouldn't go on the field when he was on the field compared to other ballparks that you were allowed to bring a family, on the field. Then you got, I think they moved the family, his friends and family, at a certain section in Yankee Stadium, which was interesting. Like, what? But we're not sure if that's 100% that one, but the other parts are true. It could just be all false narrative of just trying to make the Yankees look bad. What else? As for the money wise, you saw so many teams trying to, put the money into it. You wanted the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Mets, the Phillies, a little bit of the Blue Jays. Seemed like there were more on him. I think he was interested in those teams. Phillies didn't really offer him anything. It didn't really sound like it. You've been hearing they did offer him something, but not really. Blue Jays offered him, I think it was a 15-year, $700 million deal, just like the Red Sox did. Both of them offered the same amount of money to Soto, but he didn't want to go there. But Boston was more appealing than Toronto that I saw, which he was a huge Boston fan growing up. David Ortiz was his idol. You would think he would go there. They did a really good job trying to, present him why he should come to Boston, which props to Boston for trying. And then you got the Yankees were offering him a little bit more than 700. I think it was about 720 something. And the Mets were offering him like 730 something at the time. Though both the Yankees and Mets were the only team that were offering much more, higher money than the other teams. But then, as you know, the Yankees had a good amount of leverage when it came to whatchamacallit, when it came to just, you know, been with the team, the players, everyone here, and it sounded like Yankees were going to sign him pretty much the last couple of days until towards the end of the night. Steve Cohen just be like, hey man, let's give him $765 million, including a bonus, which is like an extra 50 mil, which is around 800 and something later on down the road if he stays with the team. So the Yankees didn't really want to, go past that 760 range. They had a limit, which was 16 years, 760. I think it was, 16 years, 760. If I'm correct, if I'm wrong, it might be 15 years. So they didn't want to go past that. And Soto's agent was like, you guys can match for the Mets if you want. But I think the Yankees start to realize that Steve Cohen's going to do everything in his power to try to get Soto. He'll go to 800 million, 900 million, maybe $1 billion, which is like insane. But hey man, if you're a diehard Mets fan growing up, just like Steve Cohen is, you're going to try everything in your power to help this organization win a World Series. And that's what he did. He beat the powerhouse Yankees, the big bad Yankees, as we all knew. As you know, it's just shocking because in the 1980s, the New York Mets were, running the city automatically. They won a championship. They made playoffs much more than the Yankees did. They had a better team with Darryl Strawberry, Keith Hernandez, Gary Carter, etc. And then the 1990s, and now if the Yankees were dominating with Joe Torre, Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, A-Rod, Cano, Damon, it was just Bernie as well, I would say. But they were dominating so many years, and Steve Cohen's like, bro, we're gonna conquer the city, and we're gonna change the narrative of the Mets. Because everyone always makes fun of the Mets, and it's true. As a Mets fan, I always grown up watch the Mets look like a clown show. It'll be 3 straight bad seasons, 1 decent season, and it wasn't a good time being a Mets fan when the Wilpons were owning the team. I think the greatest time I've seen the Mets do well was when they went to the World Series in 2015. And then in 2000, I think 4 or 6, when they went to the national championship game, but they lost versus the Cardinals. But that was the only time I had a memory of being a Mets fan. And also, like, little bits here and there, like Jose Reyes and Carlos Beltran and Carlos Delgado and David Wright, like those little memories that I've seen, during seasons that we did pretty good but didn't make it that far. I never experienced a memory like a Yankee fan did. Always won championships, always went to the playoffs every year, always got the good players. I never experienced that as a fan. But if I had to say that who benefit this the most, the Mets automatically. You get a game changer of a player. Yes, he's not Shohei Ohtani, he's not Aaron Judge. But he's up there. His outfielding is not the best, it's mid, but his hitting is off the charts, one of the best hitting in all of the baseball, and also pretty much all time. And then you got personality-wise, his personality is something that the Mets need. The Mets need that. Because there's one year the Mets have one guy, another year not so much, that had that personality, but not like Juan Soto personality. Like, he got that swagger. He wants to, he got that juice. And that's what the Mets really need. They need that type of guy on that team. But I really think that the Yankees, I don't know what they're going to do now. They can't get the, what's his name? Willie, he used to play for the Brewers. They can't get him now. He's on the Giants now. So pitchers are getting off the board a little bit here and there, but not as bad. So what the Yankees need to do they need to trade for Nolan Arenado for first baseman. They need to get a center fielder, a right fielder if I'm correct, or a left fielder if I'm one of those. And then you need pitching. Definitely need pitching. Bullpen automatically. The Yankees have a lot more work to do, but if they did sign Soto, I think they would have a little bit more of a budget. Like they couldn't do as much. So I think the Yankees didn't lose as much as if the Mets did. It would be a little bit of a what the Mets are gonna do. But Soto really helped the Mets be a competitive team. Now you're saying to yourself, all right, Soto went to the Mets. Well, he should have stayed as a Yankee. The history, he knows them already. We have a much easier time going to the playoffs in the AL than the NL. Because the NL, you gotta versus the Dodgers, the Braves, the Phillies, other teams, Yes, but this is what I think. I think personally, yes, money is a huge factor in Soto. That's what he wanted the most. But it was $5 million more than the Yankees. And I think that he chose the Mets because just a better future, a better foundation is much more run normal there than compared to the Yankees. Because the Yankees, you have players who cannot hit. You have Judge and Stanton. Pretty much that's it that hits. Everyone else is cheeks. Then you got GM who's a little bit when it comes to certain stuff. You got owner who doesn't seem like he really wants to spend. He doesn't really care as much. You get the history, but then it's blue collar worker, and then that whole incident with his family there. He's more of a family orientated, not a blue collar clubhouse guy. It wasn't his thing for the Yankees. Now, as for the Mets, whole different ballgame. You got an owner who wants to spend money, who loves the team, who wants the team to do well, who's a fan. You have a GM who is really good, who knows how to change players like that, who knows how to, make a good clubhouse guy into choosing the correct player for that team. You got the players on the Mets team who are really good. Lindor. You got Nimmo, who did really good. Pete might come back, but we're not sure right now with him. But if Pete comes back, you got him. And then you got Alvarez, which, he did pretty decent, but not as much as people expected. But he's good. You got a lot of young farms in the farm of the Mets that are really, really up and coming. They have a bright future. And you got the most awesome fan base in the world, the Mets fans. We're passionate. We are dying for, a World Series. I feel like the Yankees, he wouldn't be that, that guy there. I think for the Mets, he wanted to be that guy. But he also liked the fact that the Mets are more family orientated. He has his own suite at Citi Field, bro. And if you guys saw that the Yankees wouldn't give him a suite because they didn't give a suite to Derek Jeter and Aaron Judge. What? A suite? You have more money than the Mets. You're much more well known than the Mets. And you can't give a guy a suite? What? Bro, it's a suite. You make millions and trillions of dollars and you can't give a guy a suite. The Mets do. But you can just tell, the Mets is just overall, you feel at home, That's what I've seen as a Mets fan, that it changed so much, since Wilpon got rid of, becoming an owner. Because when the Wilpons were in charge of the Mets, it was not like this. I didn't feel the type of energy when I went to the games. It was okay, baseball game, But it wasn't like the New York Mets, it was just different vibe now. It's a different, atmosphere. It's just overall a place you want to play. And you even saw Severino and Manaea talk to Frankie Montas before he signed with the Mets. He's like, dude, you definitely should go there. They care about you. They want to help your game. And it's literally family. And that's what players want to see. They want to be used as a, whatever. They want to see as a person. But yeah, the Yankees got a lot of work to do. The Mets as well. But hey, you got your guy. Let's just get some pitching. Let's get some hitting, and we got this both New York teams, I'll say. And yeah, guys, that's it for baseball. Baseball. There's really nothing else I can really talk to you about baseball because there's still signing trying to go on. It's just basic minor signings that is not well-known players. Pretty soon, players are going to get signed. Like I said before, Willie Adams, that's the player talking about. He signed with the Giants, 7 years, $182 million deal. So about Willie Adams, though, I think what I've realized is that I think his camp and the Giants camp, I think they both realized that, Willie Adams' camp realized that the Yankees were going to sign Soto, so he wouldn't go there. And then the Giants end up signing Adams because they realized, wait, if we wait so long and the Yankees don't get Soto, they might give him more money than what we would have given him. And that's why they give him that much money. I think that's smart for the Giants to do that. And you need a player. You need a good player, and he is a really good player. For the Yankees, you just missed out. So, I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, that's it for MLB. Soto, a New York Met, I'm really happy about that. Now let's go for the NFL. So let's talk about the NFL games, what happened each game. I watched a few, I didn't watch a whole lot. Let's see. This is week 14. We got the Packers versus Lions. The Lions won this one, 34-31. Pretty close game. Really, really close game. I was really impressed how the Packers came back in the second half. The first half, they didn't do so well. The Lions were dominating on defense. But Packers were coming back. But as you see, Lions won that one 34-31. Steelers versus Browns. Steelers won 27-14. I thought the Browns were going to pull another, win versus the Steelers, but it is what it is. Now, Saints versus Giants. Saints won 14-11. Again, the Giants cannot win a game. Now, this one, don't get me started. As a New York Jets fan, once again, the Jets lose. Again, from their defense. 4 to 5 games, the Jets defense sold the game. They sold it. We were beating the lead in the fourth quarter. The defense just blew it. And in the beginning of the game, I watched maybe 3 or 4 minutes. I ended up watching the Titans versus Jaguars game, even though that game was trash. But when I went back to the Jets and Dolphins game, I was like, oh, okay, we're in the lead. And I'm watching the game, I'm like, all right, I think we can definitely win this. We had the ball, we can kick a field goal, we just can't go out of bounds. You know what happened? Devontae Adams caught the ball and went out of bounds. Why are you all the way near the out of bounds line? Catch the ball. And we were 30 or 20 yard line, and we could have won that game because if he didn't go out of bounds, we would have ran the clock. They had, I think, one or no timeouts. Not even, it was no timeouts. And kick the field goal, or I can't even talk today. I'm shocked because Mets got Soto, but I'm disappointed because the Jets should have won. That could have been a great thing to talk about as a New York fan, but I guess not. But Jeff lost 32-26 from a touchdown from the Dolphins. Defense did horrible for the kickoff return and gave him 40 or 50 yards. Then the Dolphins were just, bulldozing through the defense. Reed was horrible. Now, he might get traded. And the defense line weren't doing their thing. They couldn't even sack Tua. Yeah, Jeff lost that one. Now, Jaguars versus Titans. I saw this game. I don't know why I watched it. It was bad. I had Titans quarterback on my fantasy team. Give me 8 points. 8 points, bro. But Titans lost 10-6 versus the Jaguars. Then we got Falcons versus Vikings. Vikings went 42-21. Sam Darnold went off. Justin Jefferson did his thing. Kirk Cousins, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. Then we got Panthers versus Eagles. Eagles won 22-16. Shocking game. I saw that a little bit. I was really shocked that the Panthers were trying to win this game. At the end, I saw the fact that the Panthers caught the ball, but they didn't because he didn't catch it and it hit the ground. And if he caught it, I think that would have been a touchdown because he didn't get tapped, touch from the ground. So that was a blow for the Panthers. They could have pretty much beat the Eagles. I bet some people were going to be mad if the Panthers won that game. Betting, how it is nowadays. Raiders versus Bucks. Again, the Raiders lose 28-13 versus the Bucks. Aiden O'Connell out. It looks like not for the season, but it might be for a few weeks. But as you know, the season's almost over. But it seems like he might be back again in the beginning of the season, right before the season starts for the Raiders. And they put Desmond Ridder for the rest of the season, I'm guessing. Who knows? Raiders, you might have to get a new head coach, a totally new quarterback. Might have to draft one. Who knows? Seahawks versus Cardinals 30-18. Pretty interesting though. I thought it was going to be a little bit of a more tight game, but I guess Seattle took over easily. Bears versus 49ers. A little bit shocking here. I thought the Bears were going to win, but the 49ers beat them a lot. 38-13. Bills versus Rams. A little shocker here. Bills won 42-44. Bills lost 42-44 versus the LA Rams. And then we got Chargers versus Chiefs. Chiefs won 19-17. Good game, by the way. Even though at the end, the kicker saved the team. It hit off the goalpost and went in. Saved the team. Wow. Very impressive. The Chiefs are getting saved. They keep bringing kickers from free agencies and whatever, and they've just been helping the team. If it wasn't for those kickers, I think they would have a worse record. Not worse, but 3 to 4 losses instead of just 1. Then last but not least, Bengals versus Cowboys. Cowboys losing again, 27-20 versus the Bengals. That one, I didn't really watch that game. I was watching the Knicks versus, what team was it? Team was the Knicks reversing. I forgot, the Knicks reversing some other team yesterday. I was watching it besides this game. So it's very interesting how the NFL worked this week. The ones I said they were going to win is that, like I said last week, the Lions and Packers were going to be a tight game, which it was. And the Lions won it, which I said. And then I said the Steelers versus Browns. I think I said the Steelers were going to win. But maybe I said the Browns. I think I said the Steelers. Then I said Saints versus Giants. I said Saints were going to win. They did. Jets versus Dolphins. I said the Dolphins are going to win. The Jets were going to lose. As I'm correct, like always. And then Jaguars versus Titans. I low-key thought the Titans were going to win. And I ended up being wrong. The Jaguars. Falcons versus Vikings. Said Vikings. Correct on that one. Eagles versus Panthers. Said Eagles. Correct on that one as well, even though we almost lost that one. If I told you guys to bet on that one, thank God you didn't choose the Panthers. Raiders versus Bucks. I said Bucks were going to win. They won. Bears versus 49ers. Who did I say? This one I'm not sure. I think I was kind of up in the air with this one, but I think I was leaning towards the 49ers a little. Wait, maybe the Bears. I don't know. I think I was up in the air with that one. I didn't know which one. Bills versus Rams. I said Bills. I was wrong on that one. I was a little bit shocked that the Bills lost this one. They should have won. Chargers versus Chiefs. I said Chiefs. Got correct on that one. And last but not least, Bengals versus Cowboys. I told you the Bengals, and they won. So pretty good. I think I got like 2 wrong, maybe 3 wrong out of the rest. Not bad, not bad. I think I've been doing pretty good. I just don't bet. Because when I bet, I end up being completely wrong. But if I don't bet, and I tell you guys what to choose, I'm so good at it. I don't know why. Now, let's talk about next week's game. We got, we have a lot. Let's talk about the Rams versus 49ers. I think the 49ers are going to win again. I think they're going to try to redeem themselves once again. Last game, they did really well versus the Bears. And I think they're going to do well versus the Rams. But who knows? The Rams might do pretty good. Let's see. Commanders versus Saints. Let me choose the, I'm going to go for the Commanders. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Commanders. I don't know why I was thinking a little bit too long, but Derek Carr is out for the season. So, yeah, let's go for the Commanders. Chiefs versus Browns. Gotta choose the Chiefs. The Browns, sorry, but gotta give the Chiefs. You know how it is. Bengals versus Titans. I'm gonna give it to the Bengals. Titans seem like they're all over the place. They don't have an identity at all. I'm gonna go for the Bengals. Dolphins versus Texans. Supposed to be somewhat a low-key good game. I'm gonna give this to the. I'm gonna give it to the Texans. I feel the Dolphins Jets game was like lucky, and I feel like the Dolphins would have lost. And yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Texans. Ravens versus Giants. Ravens. Don't have to answer why. Jets versus Jaguars. Jets. No, I'm joking. Jaguars. Watch the Jets lose. If the Jets win, I'm gonna be shocked. But watch the Jets lose. Just watch. I'm gonna choose the Jaguars. Cowboys versus Panthers. I'm gonna give it to the Panthers. The last couple of weeks, they've been putting on a pretty good show. You would think they'll get blown out, but they keep battling, and I think the Panthers are gonna win versus the Cowboys for sure. Buccaneers versus Chargers. I'm gonna give it to the Bucs. Colts versus Broncos. I'm gonna give it to the Broncos. Better defense. Yeah, quarterback Bo doing good. Yeah, I'll take the Broncos. But it will be a pretty good game, I would say. Patriots versus Cardinals. I'm gonna give it to the Cardinals. And Bills versus Lions. Oh, good game. Game of the week, by the way. Bills versus Lions. I'm gonna give it to the Lions. Better defense. And also offense. You cannot tell what the offense is gonna do. You may think Gibbs is gonna run. You're gonna think Derek Carr. You're gonna think Jared Goff is gonna do something. You're gonna think Armand St. Brown's gonna do something. Lions winning versus the Bills. Steelers versus Eagles. I'm going to choose the. I'm gonna give the Eagles. Steelers got really good defense. They're doing pretty good, but I feel like Eagles are going to somewhat redeem themselves from the last game versus the Panthers, because I feel like they almost got embarrassed to a really bad team. But Eagles for that one. Packers versus Seahawks. I'm going to give it the Packers on a roll. Seahawks, I'm not really strong with them. I'm going to give it the Packers. Bears versus Vikings. Vikings, you have to. You have to. Last but not least, Falcons versus Raiders. One of the worst games we're going to watch. I'm sorry, Falcons fans, but I thought it was going to be your year, honestly. Your year. Literally thought it was going to be your year. Why am I having a hard time today? Maybe I'm just tired, I don't know. But I'm going to give this to the Falcons quarterback on the Raiders. I don't trust Ryder. Offense overall isn't the greatest. I'm going to give the Falcons though. But yeah, we got that for the NFL. Let's check what other stuff is going on for the NFL so we can double check. It looks like, what else? Alright, so for the 49ers offensive running backs, not the greatest. You can tell that Christian McCaffrey's out, Jordan Mason's out, Elijah Mitchell's out, Isaiah, I'm just gonna call him Isaiah, is out as well, which he's the fourth stringer for the team. So Christian McCaffrey is pretty much out for the season. It sounds like Jordan Mason is out until week 18. And then Elijah Mitchell, I think he's out automatically for the season. And then the other running back, I'm not completely sure, but it seems like he's out this week. So, what do you think about this 49ers offense this season, especially in the running back position? I think it's something that they should really, really dissect into this position because, yes, Christian McCaffrey, when healthy, is one of the best running backs in the league. But you have to watch the fact that you may have to cut his snaps much more than usual, even way more. Like more like a goal line, red zone type of area. Not the whole play. Or maybe even pull like what the Detroit Lions do with Gibbs and Montgomery. Share 1 minute for Mason for a whole play. And then the next time they get the ball back is McCaffrey. So that you at least give McCaffrey some time to chill, rest, not do too many with him. That's what I think if I were the 49ers. I would try and look into the running back position more than any other position. And I would try to watch how many snaps I give to my running backs. Because Jordan Mason is pretty much really good. He's a really good backup. I would say he's the second or third best backup running back in the NFL. Pretty much. Because when he starts, boom, he turns into Christian McCaffrey, pretty much. Well, almost. But I would say look at that really, really closely. Wide receivers, not as much. You're fine with that. You have Brandon Jennings. You have Brandon Ayuk, which will come back next season. And you got Deebo Samuel. So you're fine with that. Tight end, George Kittle does his thing. Just got to fix the O-line a little bit. As for the defense, could get some work. I feel like injuries are kind of impacting that defense. But still, you should still add in some type of players in one of those positions. I'm not sure where. I don't really get into the 49ers defense as much as their offense. But could fill a little bit of holes here and there, and I think they'll be fine. It's just injuries been a huge thing for this season for the 49ers. If it wasn't for the injuries, I think they'll be one of the top teams in the NFL, 100%. Yeah, man, injuries is really tough, bro. Like, not only NFL, but NBA, which we'll talk about. And then you got even NHL. Like, any sport you play, injuries really play a huge role on a team. But I think the 49ers will come back next season. I don't think they're going to be a playoff team. It sounds like it's really, really, really going to be this close of not making it. But who knows? Anything can happen. It's the NFL. Anything can happen because one game can pretty much help your team get in. It's not like the NBA when you can just get in easily of all this time, all these games. NFL is one game a week. So, we'll see. We'll see. What else in the NFL? Panthers rookie running back Jonathan Brooks retore his right ACL during Sunday's game versus the Eagles and out for the season. Another good running back that would have helped Panthers if it wasn't for injuries. Again, injuries are a huge role in running backs. That's why you always got to, watch what they're doing, what they do in the off season, etc. But he's out for the season. He's 21 years old though, so it's fine. 21 years old. So after tearing the same ACL at Texas in November of 2023. So he appeared in 3 games this season, and now he had a lengthy rehab. So we're not sure, how long the rehab is going to be. It might be towards the middle of the season next year. It might be in the beginning. I mean, I feel like he has a chance to come back in the beginning of the season. Maybe like maybe the second last preseason game he'll come back. But we're not sure. if he will ever like really be that starting running back for the Panthers, because these injuries are serious. And you already have Chuba Hubbard, if you want to call him. Look at that name. Doing really well for the Panthers. So I don't think they're rushing for him to come back and be the starter. So who knows? Who knows? But I think the Panthers are okay at running back. They just need to look what is the issue for him. And then, yeah, pretty much I think that's it for the NFL. There's certain games, like I told you, Chiefs got lucky once again. Yeah, I mean, nothing really else going on right now. Yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you think about the games this past Sunday. A lot of good ones, a lot of bad ones, and yeah, so let's move on to the NBA. So the NBA, we got a good amount of games. Some teams doing good, some teams doing bad. Let's see. Let me look up right now. Give me 1 second. Alright, so the NBA Cup. Totally forgot about that. So this week in the NBA is like totally dead, bro. Like yesterday was just the Knicks versus Raptors game. Yeah, that was the team that's the Knicks first. So Knicks versus Raptors game. The Knicks won 113-108. Cat did his thing. Jalen Brunson almost got injured really badly, but thank God a fan interfered it. He stepped on a fan's foot, and that's how he hurt himself a little bit, but he's fine. But it's really weird that the NBA this week is really not that popping as it was last week, the week before. We got Bucks versus Magic today, Mavs versus Thunder as well. Then tomorrow, Hawks versus Knicks, Warriors versus Rockets. And then Thursday, we have 3 games. Friday, we have a good amount. Saturday is only for the NBA Cup semifinals or finals. And then Sunday, a couple of regular games, but not as much as like usually you see like 7 to 8 games a day, maybe like at least 5. But it's very interesting. So the teams that are in the NBA Cup right now are let's see. The teams that we have in NBA Cup, we got the Bucks versus Magic, Knicks versus Hawks, Thunder versus Mavericks, and Rockets versus Warriors. Yeah. So tonight is Rockets versus Warriors and Thunder versus Mavericks. Who's gonna win? I think it's pretty good games. It's kind of debatable, really debatable, because you have OKC, really good young pieces. They're on a roll. Number 1 in the West. Mavericks, you got Luka, Kyrie, good Mavericks team, but I'm gonna choose the OKC Thunder in this one versus the Mavericks. Now, Rockets versus Warriors. I'm not completely strong on the Warriors as much because the Rockets been going on a roll. I'm gonna choose the Rockets, but still 2 good games, really good teams. I got Rockets versus Thunder next round. Now, as for the East, the Knicks versus Hawks and the Bucks versus Magic is gonna happen. I think tomorrow or the next day, something like that. Either tomorrow or the next day, that's gonna happen. I'm gonna choose the Bucks over the Magic. You got no Wagner, you got no Pablo. What are you gonna do? You have Giannis, Lillard, Middleton, Lopez, Portis on the Bucks. I'm gonna get the Bucks on that one. Clean sweep. Knicks versus Hawks. Good game. I feel like the Hawks will do somewhat good, but the Knicks are going to end up beating the Hawks. Knicks doing really good. We've been winning a lot of games. And then it's going to be Knicks versus Bucks once again. It'll be a pretty good game. Very interesting though. I don't know why they had this during this week in the NBA. It's kind of silly. Like, at least add other games on the non-NBA Cup games, which is really, really silly, but what are you going to do, man? We're not making the rules. The NBA does. Who knows? Let's talk about more of the NBA. We got a couple of injuries. Like I said, Wagner, Franz Wagner, not his brother, Mo, Franz Wagner had the same injury as Pablo on the Magic. It's a blow. I have him in fantasy too. It's a blow for the Magic. He was doing awesome. He was confident. He was dropping 30 points a game, double-digit points, double-digit stats. Amazing. But as you know, injury, same one as Pablo, and he's out until it looks like the middle to end of January, which is going to be really, really bad. But the Magic are an okay position. They're not last, so they're not going to do totally bad, but we'll see. Without two of your star players, it could be a little bit more of losses than wins. I'm just being honest. You don't have a star player on that team. But we'll see. What else going on? What else we got going on? A lot of trade talks are going on in the NBA. I don't really listen to those because it's all just, it could be fake news, it could be real, who knows? People just want it for clout, for views. But it seems like Brandon Ingram wants to get traded to a competitive team, but it seems like he might just sign in the offseason since he'll be a free agent. But I think he should go to the Lakers again. The Lakers need someone. Brandon Ingram is a perfect fit. I think it'd be perfect. You can say the Jazz. You can say Warriors. That's what Steph Curry needs. He needs another player to help. And I think Brandon Ingram would be perfect for the Warriors. Perfect. But we're not really sure because a lot of these teams, they're not desperately in need of Ingram or any other player. They're just like, all right, yeah, we could get him, but we're not really in need of you, you know? So we'll see. Yeah, it's really nothing much going on. There's a lot of just all talk. Yeah, Draymond Green back in the bench. Jonathan Kuminga is going to be the starter going forward. Who knows if Kuminga is going to do well. I know he's going to be a free agent by the end of the season. Warriors aren't sure they're going to sign him for an extension because he hasn't proved himself like last season. So we just got to see how the NBA is going to do pretty soon. So yeah, I mean, this is a really, really short podcast video today. I thought it could be a little bit longer, but I guess I'm getting pretty good at doing the whole podcast thing by myself that I just say and I just go with the flow and boom, there's my answer. But yeah, a lot of stuff's going on, man. Sports. It may not seem like it. It may seem like the NBA is not as entertaining, or NFL not as entertaining, or MLB. But if you do your research, if you look into what's going on, there's a good amount of stuff going on. I would like to have a little bit more entertaining stuff going on, but hey. Right before we end it off, a lot of college football, some wins, some losses. I saw the Texas lost. They're out. Pretty much. Georgia won the SEC, if I'm correct. I know they won. I saw a post of that. And a couple of other teams won bowl games. But I'm not sure I'm going to watch the college football playoffs. Maybe the championship game, I'll definitely watch that. But the playoffs, I don't really care. I don't really watch college football like that. The only time I will watch college football if my former school, UCF, goes into the playoffs, I'll definitely watch it. That's where I went. I want to watch them. But, hey, man. Yeah, guys, that is the video. Like always, like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And, yeah, guys, more sports and lifestyle coming your way. And see you on this video.